that way, we require a collective strategy towards addressal of the same. However, I think source allocation and responsibility apportionment is also required, as some would probably have to walk the extra mile here. Adaptation is the key, and to that extent, the COP21 in Paris, which concluded just a few months ago, is a step forward in the right direction. Coming on to the Indian scenario, India is striving to join the developed league. It wants to upgrade its economy from its current position of about $2 trillion. It's wanting to adopt a clean, green, sustainable development.
The challenge is to come up with a smart plan which ensures that low carbon measures, climate smart, whatever mitigation measures one takes up, ensures the development and the well-being of the people. Bear in mind, Kolkata is, and we are focused on Kolkata this morning, is a very densely populated city, possibly the most densely populated city in India. A large population of the city, urban population, live in slums, and possibly about 1/3 of the population are not part of an organized employment scenario. Now their well-being, their development is the biggest challenge, and to ensure that it happens in a climate smart way, that's the interesting and operative work. We have a very interesting panel this morning comprising of Dr. Kolla and Rudro, Chairman of West Bengal Pollution Control Board. I think the panelists have already been introduced. We have Mr. Simon Petrie, from the First Secretary from the British High Commission in Delhi. We have Mr. Shakuntala Ghosh, Principal Architect and Partner, Ghosh Bose Associates, a great champion and leader of the green movement and green buildings, built environment in this city. And we have Mr. Sanjeev Besbarua, Vice President, Corporate Environment Health Safety of ITC Limited, who really believe in walking the talk. Certainly as a corporate, they have done some immense good work in the area of environment, health and safety. The way we will struggle.
But second embarrassment is the theme of this workshop. This is Climate Smart Kolkata. I had a long teaching career. As I understand, climate of a city in isolation is very difficult to discuss and explain. It's a regional issue always. And second embarrassment is that we are discussing, we have a very...
So impressed with the participation in the room that he took a photo of the room himself so that he could show other ministers back in the UK how Kolkata really hosts. So it's a pleasure for me to be here at today's event, and it's great for me to be back in Kolkata. I've been very lucky to visit this city several times since November 2013, when our Prime Minister David Cameron came to visit your city. Some of you may remember pictures of him eating your wonderful street food in the newspapers. And at that point was when we signed a memorandum of understanding with Kolkata Municipal Corporation to work on energy and climate. But as well as doing business, it's a great city to visit as a tourist. And I can also say from first-hand experience last spring, it's a great place to be as a wedding guest. And I was telling somebody yesterday that if London is my family home, and Delhi is now my second home, if anywhere, then Kolkata is my third home.
So what is the net effect? And now the modelling tools are all there. So say, why I'm hopeful is that on the ground, if you ask somebody who is coming to Calcutta after maybe 2-3 years, they say, yes, it's looking cleaner, it's looking nicer and all of that. So it's very hopeful. And on this premise of hope, if we can now take it forward and actually fructify some of these things. For example, say that what Dr. Rudra talked about,
this panel didn't give me that privilege, but before coming I did note down 5 points, about 5 minutes. So even if I'm going to repeat things that they have said, you'll have to hear me through. I think first of all, when we are talking about climate smart challenges, I think we have to understand that Calcutta specifically and all city people are going to land up in our cities. So if you are not going to talk about solutions there, there's not much planning or solutions where all our population will be concentrated in our cities. There are issues about, when you talk about climate smart again, we tend to talk a lot about, or focus a lot on technology. But I think we also need to talk about the other aspect. We need to talk about the regulatory issues. We need to talk about social issues, which sometimes, I think we have to be very, very conscious that technology is not the only solution. And this, I think, is important.